Your knees are bad. Sit down. So my son says this to me. He says, Dad, you got the coolest friends ever. That's who's in this room. Barbarian. I love him. Human Vegematic. The guy that we're all afraid of is Haku. That's an insider there. Jimmy Hart. You know, nothing gets done without Jimmy. Nothing at all. And I love you all, Dad, Bobby Orton. I wrestled your grandfather. No, that's your Randy. Randy Orton's grandfather. Tough dude. Patera used to sit down at the Hojos with me 3 o'clock in the morning like I was going to be waiting. He'd do all the math with me, you know, and then go to bed, Roddy. I love you all.
Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff.
By the way, sitting next to Roddy Piper, will you introduce this young man, please?
This is my son that thinks my friends are so cool. And
now, ladies and gentlemen, a very important announcement. It's chow time.
I think if you did that, it's absolutely going to love to see that. By evidence, we seen last night, you saw those fans. I didn't hear a fan walking out of the last night saying that was a little bit wrong or a little bit this or that. Every fan walking out of it seemed pretty entertained.
Was everybody completely enthralled with that match last night? Yeah. We have come here on Sunday morning to pray with Terry Funk. One of the things that I told everybody in the dressing room last night, I went right over to Terry Funk, and I said to him, for the first time in probably 10 years, I heard fans say, we want a rematch, which was incredible, because I haven't heard that in ages. When you and Shane Douglas were going at it, it looked like you hadn't lost one beat from ECW. Really, please. When you and Roddy Piper, you know, so many people said to me, hey Bill Apter, did you see that thing coming? When Terry asked everybody to bow their heads and pray, and I didn't see it coming last night. I did not see that coming. So my question to you, Terry Funk, is why do people get so enthralled in what you did last night, what everybody did last night, where they watch TV today and it's totally, oh, come on, that stuff is all baloney.
Awful stiff today, so I don't think there was much baloney with that. I think there was very little baloney with that. And Dad coming after, if you would get over here with me right now and just put your head down, and I'd like to tell you a couple of words. What was
Ladies
the
and
question?
gentlemen, could you hold it down,
Give me the question.
The question is, last night, so many people watched that match, they wanted a rematch, it was so good. Everybody believed everything that went on there with that match. What is the difference? Why don't people look at that today? Why can't they suspend and just get into it like they do when people like you are wrestling?
Well, I don't know if it's people like me or people like the guys that I'm against. It's probably a lot more to do with them than it is me. I really mean that. I think that...
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, could you hold it down, please? And
there was the right ingredients in the match last night. There really was. There was a good ingredient. It had a good deal there, you know. And as far as myself, you know, I really don't want to, you know. I mean, it's not me. It takes two to tango, you know. And I'm serious about it. And last night it took about 5 or 6 of us to tango. And it took 20 of them to tango. I took every guy in there that was in there and did a good job. And I think that it was, I think that we want, I think we as wrestling fans, I think that we want, you know, I think we want our disbelief suspended. I think that we want to be able to go ahead and say, dadgummit, that's something that I can be proud that I paid my $5 for. And I think we as guys in the ring want to give them their money's worth, which is very, very important that you give the fans their money's worth. And if you give the fans their money's worth, they'll keep on coming. And really, I just wanted to discuss on one more thing, and I think that less is more. And I know that we got pretty wild last night in the match and everything, but less is more, and we have to remember that. That's a wonderful statement about our profession. It's you know, you want to give them things and proportionately. And I don't know. I think that we did that. I think the people all got their money's worth, and I think that's the most important thing last night, is that they had a good time.
Yeah, they definitely got their money's worth. Over their money's worth.
And we tricked them a couple of times.
Yeah, I told you, you got me. How many people are ordering the Royal Rumble tonight? How many people are going to see the Royal Rumble? Not very many. Now, if I had asked that 10 years ago, I think almost every hand. Are you getting the Royal Rumble? No, we're... Okay, stand up for a second. Why are you not, other than being here, why are you not getting the Royal Rumble?
Oh, well, obviously you're here. Okay. But I normally I haven't really taken much interest.
You haven't taken an interest in the current stuff, and why? What's missing?
Just the style I grew up watching, Terry, everybody here. It's just, it seems like it's just a philosophy that just could still work. It's just not applying.
Anyone else? Someone else who's not ordering the Royal Rumble? And why?
This is the first time in history there's a 40-man Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I'm ordering it. I'm taping it at home.
Oh, you are? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
And I'm glad I'm in the presence of legends and everybody here.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart, you have been...
I am not ordering it. I'm sorry.
let's give it up to Jimmy Hart, everybody, by the way. Now, you are not just... I mean, you are one of the most creative people I have ever met in or out of the business, okay? What is it about the business today? You just saw hands not going up about the Royal Rumble. Why is this dwindling?
Would you stand up?
Yes, I will stand. I am standing up.
Oh, you are standing up.
I wanted to say that before Mean Gene said it to me. Yo, Joe. You know what? That's a great question. I wish I really could put my finger on the answer for that, but I think there's a lot of economy. You know, people are trying to save a few bucks here and there. But the old story coming from Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry Jarrett always said whether it was snowing in Memphis or raining in Memphis, something they want to see, they'll go see it. And that's the bottom line. Same thing about the TV. If they can afford it, I guess they'll watch it. So I guess you'll have to wait till the pay-per-view buy rates come back to see what it's really going to be. But let me say this, you know, I've been so blessed. You know, I look in the mirror every day and pinch myself and say, you know, did I really get paid for doing this all these many years? To go into a dressing room back in our 80s era with the WWE, to walk in a dressing room and there's Piper and Orton, and you've got Hogan, and you've got the honky-tonk man tuning his guitar, and you got the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov kind of reciting the Russian national anthem. You got the Nasty Boys going against the Rougeau brothers, and everything they talked about, they forgot when they got in the ring. So things like that, it was just an honor for me to be part of that. And it's just, you know, it's hard to kill a memory, and I'm going to keep these memories tonight, and if I'm back next year and the year after that too, forever. So it's just great being a part of this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sport, business, show, whatever you want to call it. It's been great for me. So that's all I got to say.
Jimmy Hart, everybody. Thank you, Jimmy Hart. Okay, I'd like to open this up now to you fans. You're seated with some of the great legends of all time. If someone would like to ask a question currently, please raise your hand. And feel free to ask a question of any of the legends here. Yes, this gentleman right over here. Yeah. And your name?
Jonathan.
Okay, and your question, and to who, Jonathan?
This question is actually...
Excuse me, with the Orndorff table, kind of quiet down, please. Thank you very much.
This question is actually directed to Gene. Where is
Mean Gene, come on over with me. You can ask him a question. This is...
Careful.
Mean Gene? This gentleman has a question for you.
I think back to just your ability to hold your composure during some of the promos back in WWF, or even in WCW. And one thing comes to mind as far as keeping your composure during the promo was Booker T's infamous slippage of the N-word directed toward Cody, where you just snapped like that and just kept going about your business. How do you do it?
Yeah, good question. Thank you very much. How do you do it, Mean Gene?
I take all of this very seriously, as you know, Bill.
Yes.
And I think a good interview, you have to listen to the man or lady that you're interviewing, see what they have to say, and take the interplay from there. In other words, it's not scripted, and this is kind of a nutty business. It's much like golf, you know, we had Nicklaus and Palmer, and today it's Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson and a couple of others. But star power is not right now the main ingredient of professional golf. And I think right now, back east in New York, they're lacking a little bit in star power. You've got Cena, you've got Triple H, you've got Randy Orton. I mean, I can go on and on, but 40 men in a Royal Rumble, there's an hour and a half right there, just in introductions. So, and a pay-per-view that could be like the Baton Death March. Oh, Mr. Fuji, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
No, I understand.
Yeah, right.
I understand.
In other words, it'd be kind of long. Yeah. But I think in essence, that's what we need to do.
What you said is, how many people, and I truly believe this, if it's the right interviewer, Mean Gene helped make so many of those superstars. I mean, even Hulk Hogan. What, you know, the great interview with Hogan was, you needed Mean Gene, brother, to bring them out.
Well, Bill, that's very, very kind of you to say.
It's true.
However, I worked side by side with a man that we lost here about 8 years ago by the name of Gordon Soley.
Oh.
And by God,
Yes, please.
I love the ground that he worked on.
You know what he would have said to that? He would have said, indeed. That would have been it.
The Crimson Mass.
Yes, thanks for Buskis, Buster.
Billy, great job here. And,
Well, thank you, and Mean Gene Okerlund, everyone. We are thrilled to have you here.
Thank you.
Mean Gene Okerlund. So right now, let's talk to Cowboy Bob Orton. Would you mind standing up? Cowboy Bob Orton, everybody. Now, of course, be one of the great legends of all time. Your son is currently on the top of the world in WWE. When did you know that he had it?
Oh, I've known Randy.
Pull that up. There you go. When did you know your son really had it, that he was going to be a star?
He was always acting out just as a little kid, so I knew he had it then. And then when he started hitting the weights, working out, he got the body, you know, it was just a matter of if he wanted to or not, and he did. And history says it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, very proud of Randy.
How many people here are big Randy Orton fans? And he's one of the guys in the WWE that is very compelling to watch. And I think, and that's a major compliment, because there are so many guys in the company, unfortunately, are not compelling to watch. So, how often do you still talk with him and kind of fine-tune what he does? Does he call you and say, hey, Dad, did you watch that?
No, not anymore. Now I call him and ask him what I should do.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Thank you, Bob Orton. Bob Orton, everybody. Okay, another question here. Another question. All right, all the way over here on the far side. Big Shane Douglas table, everybody. All right. It's a franchise. It's a franchise. Your name?
Kevin.
Kevin, and your question?
Just anyone really. Growing up, most of us here probably can remember epic tag team matches headlining so often, and it seems that whole art, especially in WWE, is just gone away. I can't think of the last time I saw a tag team match headline a pay-per-view, and so many guys in here were part of epic tag team matches. So anyone's thoughts really on why that's gone away and if we can bring that style back.
Okay,
Tag team headlining.
and I agree with you. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, I mean, you knew the names of every tag team. There are like no steady tag teams at this point. Terry, what about tag teams today? Actually, you and Dory, of course, teamed for years, but today there doesn't seem to be many tag teams at all. Why? Any idea?
You know, that's a pretty tough question. Yeah. It really is. Why aren't there any more tag teams?
How many people here think that tag team wrestling should be stronger than it currently is?
And I think it's part way because what you are not become accustomed to, but what they give to you, you know.
It's what they're feeding you.
What they're feeding you, and they're not feeding you tag teams right now, and they're not giving you the individual performance either.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty.
Yeah, again, it's what they're feeding you. Thank you. Next question. Next question. Another question for any of the legends here. Okay. Shane Douglas has a question. Shane Douglas has a question here.
I'm just curious to know, having grown up being a mark for the business all these years, but especially when I was a kid, in wrestling, what happened is I look over and I see Mr. Fuji, Jimmy Hart, Tracy back there, some of the others may be missing. Whatever happened to the great managers at ringside that brought so much energy to the matches, and so much entertainment? Where are they?
Yeah.
Somebody, one of the legends can answer that. I'd be curious to know. Jimmy, maybe you can put some insight. Where are the managers in the business anymore?
Why don't they? There are a lot of guys who will get up and cut a 20-minute promo and put you to sleep. But if there was a colorful manager like a Jimmy Hart, or back in the Fuji and Saito days like Captain Lou Albano, let's hear it for Captain Lou, of course. Yeah. So why aren't managers around anymore today? And are they needed?
Well, first of all, a lot of the wrestlers can talk. They're really great now. You know, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, you know, Randy Orton. I mean, all these guys can really do everything on the mic. So that's one thing. And also, too, like you said, there's not a lot of tag teams because a lot of the people I managed were tag teams. I had Terry and Dory Funk, the Hart Foundation, the Nasty Boys, the Lucho Brothers, Earthquake Typhoon, Honky Tonk Man, and Greg Valentine, Rhythm and Blues. The list goes on and on. Ted DiBiase and Erwin R. Scheisser, so I was very lucky. But I think that's one reason. And plus, they started adding a lot of the ladies into the wrestling. But now, in both companies, the girls wrestle. So both companies, TNA and WWE, have a lot of great ballets and stuff that do wrestle now. So maybe that's the reason why.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jimmy Hart. Ken Patera. Ken Patera. I want to talk to you. Let's hear it for Ken Patera, the world's strongest man.
I surrender.
You surrender. You surrender. Ken Patera, we're just talking about managers in pro wrestling and the lack of managers in pro wrestling. You were managed by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, Ernie Roth, one of the great managers of all time. What? Now, you were always able to do an interview, but they still put you with the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. What was the benefit back then of having a manager talk for someone who could talk as well?
Well, that was all old school, you know. Vince had done that for years, and a lot of promoters back in those days do it, you know, basically like they do it today. So to add color and flavor to the individual wrestlers, they always had, everybody had a manager. If you were a main event talent, then everybody had a manager. That's how it was. Whether it be Ernie or Lou Albano.
So would those kind of managers in today's pro, do you still watch wrestling on TV? You don't? Okay.
I have watched it 11 years.
And why don't you watch it anymore?
Well, if I knew Terry Funk was going to be on every weekend.
Then you would, right? Rematch.
Or Hot Rod or Bobby Orton or something, you know, somebody I can enjoy watching, you know. Not in a perverted way, you know.
No, I We're not going there. So, but the benefit of the manager was the colorfulness of the manager?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, would you say Ernie Roth wasn't colorful?
He was extremely colorful.
I mean, with the turban.
Oh, he was extremely colorful.
Yeah, especially after he smoked a couple doobies.
Yes, exactly.
You can get it unwound. And then Lou Albano.
Captain Lou, one of a kind.
Hey, Captain Lou couldn't talk unless he drank a fifth of vodka.
Oh, absolutely, right?
Yeah, and then he called Vince, Senior, the old man as we referred to him. He said, "You son of a bitch! You damn Irishman! I'm gonna quit." This is at what was that? The 4th Street Arena in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where Dick Clark got his start.
Yes.
Yeah.
American Bandstand.
American Bandstand back in the mid-50s. So Lou got all hammered up. Well, I say, well, people say, did he really talk to Vince McMahon Sr. that way? He said every chance he got, which is every day. And they said, oh God, we can't believe it. I said, well, he didn't talk that way unless he had a bottle of vodka in him, which he did every day. So I mean, yeah, it was guaranteed. Yeah.
Thank you, Captain Patera.
No, I got one thing.
Yes.
I
want to hear Ken. I want to hear Ken now. Don't jump on top of me. I want to hear Ken.
No.
He's got a boo-boo. Did everybody see Terry's boo-boo? No, okay.
Stand up and show them the boo-boo, Terry.
I don't want to show
them. All right.
But anyway, I was, yesterday afternoon, I was on my way to the arena down here, and I got on the elevator, and this nice Japanese lady got on the elevator with me. I looked at her, I said, who are you here with? She says, Mr. Saito. I says, really? I said, I'm Ken Patera. She couldn't believe it. We had never met each other. So we get downstairs, we go to the arena there, Saito and I got in the ring after we did pictures with Mr. Fuji on the floor. So I'm talking to Saito in the ring. I says, your wife speaks real good English. He said, yeah, she went to Brigham Young University. I said, are you going to get out of town? So my watch here says Brigham Young University, Provo, Utah. I graduated from BYU in '65. She graduated from Brigham Young in '72. Now what the hell are the chances of something like that happening? That just blew me away. I've been thinking about that all morning. And I think that, Saito's here. I think his wife's over here. Mr. Fuji's over there.
Yes, Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito, everybody.
Yeah.
And he's trying to captain the cross. Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Get out of town. How's your boo-boo?
Yes.
We beat Brigham Young 54 to nothing.
Oh, get out of town. That happened, man. You did?
And I'll tell you one thing, Dusty Rhodes wasn't part of the team. He might say he was, but he never.
Well, he said he was quarterback.
Well, that turd head, he played offensive guard behind me.
Yeah, I love it. Now,
That's why he quit his junior year, because he couldn't make the first team. That's the truth.
Yeah, that is the truth. Yeah, but the problem with that story is Dusty turns that story around, and he says his version is the truth.
He says, "Hey, that Jerry Funk never was for the shit."
Sort of phone call an American dream, a turd head, if you will. Right over here. Another question? Your question, and who's it for?
You know what? I'm going to direct my question to Mr. Barriolo. But what I wanted to bring up was this. You mentioned why as many people aren't tuning into the Royal Rumble. And I was thinking about it a little bit, and as I look around the table, I remember that feuds were built up. You know, I remember when Roddy Piper fought Adrian Adonis, and they broke his leg in the flower shop, and Ace Bob Orton dumped Roddy and got with Adrian for whatever that means. I remember the Powers of Pain, smashed Animal, Road Warrior Animal's face in the weights, and as I think about why people don't tune in, is because there's 12 pay-per-views per year. I mean, double that with the TNA pay-per-views. We mentioned the art of tag team wrestling, and managers is no longer with us, but also the squash matches. The jobbers, if you will, where every week was not a pay-per-view lineup. Correct. Like Raw and SmackDown. Every week we got to see wrestlers come out, kind of hone their craft, and you knew they were going to win, but that helped them build, for the next pay-per-view, which was in 2 or 3 months, not every month like it is now. Right. So, Mr. Barrio, if you could please talk about the art of the squash match, and just.
Thank you. Barrio, the art of the squash match. Great question,
Okay,
Barrio, everybody.
Hi. Testing. First, I'd like to start by responding to something Ken said. There's 2 things. Everyone knows that marijuana was not my thing, and I do watch in a perverted way. That having been said, oh my God, come on, I'm gonna stand here and tell you guys laugh at that, because that deserves to be a laugh. Okay, the art of the squash match. Well, I'm probably maybe not the best person to ask about that, I think, because I had the fortune of very rarely having to do that for anybody, because I kind of turned to craft, like where a lot of these guys, Bob and Roddy Piper. Oh, that hurts. And Roddy Piper and Tito, who I trained with in Florida. Well, all these guys that were headliners, I used to go into the dressing room with every night, and didn't even realize how lucky I was to be there. I had the good fortune of actually being able to go out and do some things with them to really make them shine. Because I had the best training there was, and of course came from the best family and had the best tutelage there was, and everybody took real good care of me. So I very rarely got squashed, but I think what you're saying is what I guess is known as enhancement talent now. And I do think that it's missed, and I think it's very important, and I think that it's underappreciated, or has been. And I don't want to sound like a whiner or anything, but anyway, so that's all I really have to say about it. I guess that's all I can really say about that, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone. It's been a long time since I've been around, and I didn't realize until yesterday how much I missed everybody. So thank you very much, and I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Barry. Next question. Did you have a question over here? Okay. And we'll get to. I'm going to go to Honky Tonk Man Jr. here. Will you stand up and show the sideburns, please? I love this.
Elvis Presley.
Look at it. No, that's Honky. Look at those sideburns. Is that great? It would make Honky proud, wouldn't it, Jimmy Hart? Your name and your question.
My name's Wade, and then questions for Hot Rod over there.
Roddy Piper, you have a question, sir.
Innocent. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Thank you, kid.
Your question.
I was going to ask if you could share your memories of that Hollywood Backlot Brawl match. It was a hell of a match that you put on in '96, and what I think started a lot of the rough house style of what's going on. But
holy cow! I can share this part. The Backlot Brawl was with Gold Dust. And Gold Dust comes up to me before the match. So he's regular, Mr. Piper, do you mind if I kiss you in the ring? I guess not if it's in the ring. I don't know. Everything's fair. So, okay. So, there we were, surrounded by Indians. So Goldust, anyway, so they swapped out the parking lot because it was done the day before, so in case it rained. And Goldust is in the Cadillac, and so he takes off to come and get me. And I'm supposed to jump out of the way. But the Terry Funk comes out in me. And I see this galley coming, I just don't want to move for some reason. You should have saw the size of Gold Dust's eyes. Holy shit, I hit him! That's that problem, man.
You got it. Roddy Piper. Next question. Next question, this gentleman right here.
Thanks, Bill.
Yes.
There's actually a scene that Mr. Fuji said, and we know that. I'm sorry, absolutely. Okay. And Mr. Fuji's got the reputation of being the master ribber backstage, apparently. I was curious if any of the guys had a good Fuji story.
Anybody here have a good Fuji story? You do. Now, Mr. Fuji, after all these years, would you kindly admit that you played a lot of ribs on the boys through the years?
Oh, yes.
Only at Wrestlereunion will you hear an admission like that. So, who here has had a rib? Sabio Vega.
I got, how you doing, guys? I have the pleasure, when I went to WWF, to ride with Yokozuna, Fatu, and Uncle. That's what we call Fuji, Uncle. And I like to drive, and I was driving all the time, everywhere. One time we went to, I don't know what time exactly right now, and Uncle always went like, to sleep. Fatu is in the back, I'm driving, and we lost. Junior and me were talking, and Junior said, Uncle, Uncle. He's like, Uncle, wake up. He said, Uncle, what is the exit? Swear to God. He just went, right here. Just like that. He said, right here. We went, and that was the extra. He knows the towns, he knows the roads, he knows the, I mean, everything. But one of the stories that he told me, he got Jose Estrada, and he made a joke with them. He always said, these Puerto Ricans, they like to eat. So always come and bring sandwiches. Here, tuna sandwiches. And the guys eat the sandwiches. They said, they're hungry. They like to eat. Every week. He said, you know what? That was cat food. They feed him with the keys. Smell like tuna or something like that. So he always gives them tuna. And one time he went to Singapore, and he said, remember that story that I told you guys? I said, yeah. That guy, that's the guy. They rigged a promoter there. The room was side to side. Him and Tanaka jumped their window, went into the other side, opened the window, come back, and they went to the bar. They got the man drunk, big time. The next morning they leaving, and the guy was in the hallway full of crap all over his
Oh my God!
Because they come around, open the window, shoot him, make a big mess, and come back. Next day, they walk in with the bag of. The poor man was, I mean, I don't know how many years later we went to Singapore, and he told me, you see, remember the story? That's the guy. I look at him and say, oh, and he saw many, many more. I mean, when Yokozuna, he jumped in his room and started putting the tables, the chairs on top of him, and Yokozuna just passed out asleep. He come back later, after Yokozuna put everything back, he come back quietly and put it back again on top of him. So, I mean, so many stories about Mr. Uncle.
Thank you, Sabio Vega. And one of the things that I used to love when I was growing up, all the colorful characters, and when I was a real little kid, one of my favorites was a guy named, who remembers some of the veterans, Chief Big Hart back in New York? Anybody remember him at all? And then we had Don Eagle and Chief J. Strongo, of course. Yeah! And of course, following in that lineage, Tatanka. Stand up for a second, Tatanka. Chris Davis, everybody. So my question to you is, when I was growing up, you know, it was cowboys and Indians, was wrestling and all that. Today, you don't see that element in pro wrestling. They've got, you know, a lot of different gimmicks and stuff, but nobody coming in with an Indian headdress, etc. Do you feel that in today's wrestling New York, somebody would just take that as offense? Hey, Indians aren't like that?
No, but before I answer that, good story with Fuji. Okay.
Oh, okay.
See, everybody, yeah, that's what we want to hear. Well, I'm not going to tell that, but it was with Fuji, Yokozuna, and Brett. Everyone knows that Brett is a great drawing on the boards. We'd come into the locker rooms and Bret Hart would draw stories on the board. We'd look forward to that. I forget which building it was, but I think we're up in like Maryland or somewhere, and we had like about 4 different rooms, and we're all in the rooms, we're getting ready, getting dressed before the show, and Yokozuna, 560 pounds, all of a sudden we hear a big boom! Everybody's like, what happened? So everyone runs out of the rooms, and we go into the room, and Yokozuna is in the bathroom, okay? And he's holding the walls like this. But what happened was the toilet that he was sitting on was not a toilet that was on the floor. It was a toilet that was connected to the wall. So he sat down on it, and it actually busted. Ba-bam! Yokozuna had actually porcelain in his butt. And there was mess all over the floor, so it reminded me of Fuji, because we came in and for weeks, Brett would draw that story on the boards. He had Yokozuna, you know, holding onto the walls, Mr. Fuji, Masa, yeah. You know, it was actually, we laughed about that for months and months and months. But, you know, one of the biggest things, you know, Mr. Franchise, he was talking about it. You know, the characters are missed. That's what's missing in our business, the colorful characters. All the guys come out today. Yeah, we got great stars. I mean, Randy Orton, awesome star, but we do not have all the characters. So the characters are missed. Everyone comes out with just boots, tights, knee pads. Everyone looks the same. You know, that's what we're missing. And as far as natives, you know, natives love. As far as, I'm very close with a lot of native tribes. They love having someone in the business portraying their image. So again, it would be great to have other Native Americans come along, other characters. That's what's missed in the business. Yes?
Good.
You need?
I got a question.
You have a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So good.
You
Thank
can
you.
pass that right on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Chris
you.
Davis, Tatanka, everyone.
This question is for the Warlord and the Barbarian. Do you talk to Slick and Bobby Heenan?
Do you talk to Slick and Bobby Heenan? And also, I understand you have a Fuji story, but let's talk about that.
Myself, I haven't talked to Slick in a long, long time. I know he had his own congregation where he lived out in the Dallas area and that stuff. I don't know what Bobby Heenan and that stuff. He might have been that stuff, but I haven't in a long, long time. But Slick was a great manager, great guy, loved him and that stuff. As for the Fuji story, I remember when Barbie left the NWA, our first day coming to WWF, we get to Syracuse, New York. We get there, we go to the show, and we didn't know Fuji was a river at the time, all right? So who's the person we go ask for a hotel? Fuji. That was lovely. So we go to this hotel, and I'm looking at this hotel, and Fuji's like, oh, this is the best hotel there is. You're gonna love this place. So we get there, and I'm looking around and go, they're in a car in the parking lot, Bart. What is this? I'm looking around, I said, there's no cars with none, this place is all beat up. I said, boys can't be staying at this place, this is WWF. You know, so we go check in and that stuff. We go to our room, we get in there. I mean, the bed, you hit the bed, you almost hit the ground. You put the TV on, it's all fuzzy, no picture coming through, and the air is not working. And it's 100 degrees in the middle of summer in Syracuse. So Barb and me are looking at one another and say, okay, Barb, this is what we're gonna do. We gotta try to sleep because we gotta be up early tomorrow. We got a 3-hour drive, we're doing our first TV tomorrow. Very important. So I said, you go ahead, you fed me for 1 hour, then I'll wake up, I'll fed you for an hour, and we'll do that the whole night so at least we try sleeping a little bit. So we finally make this night, we're both drenched in the morning. We jump in the car, we're both dead tired. We go to our first TV at WWF. Here you see it, it's like, you get there and it's like our first day, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy, all the guys are there and that stuff. It's like, wow. Problem is, we can't stay awake. We're so tired that we haven't slept the whole night. Fuji comes up and goes, how was the hotel? Very nice last night, huh? Oh, you like? We had Super 8 down the road. Oh, yeah, what a great way to meet somebody. Love it.
Great Mr. Fuji story. Great Mr. Fuji story. Did you have a Fuji story you wanted to tell us? Thank you very much. By the way, I also understand that Mr. Saito was quite the ribber also. Ken Patera, there was that big rib at McDonald's that time.
Give me McRib.
The McRib. Oh, I like that. A McRib. A McRib. Next question. Over there. And your question, please. And your name.
My name is Kevin. I guess my question would be for Ken Patera. What was your favorite opponent? Who was your favorite opponent, and why? And who was your least favorite opponent, and why? Over the years.
Favorite and least favorite opponent through the years. Bruno has this place bugged. So.
Bruno who? Bruno.
That was his music. That was his music.
Was it?
That was his music.
I didn't know.
The fans.
Well, let's start with the least favorite was the Putski.
Ivan Putski.
Oh, Ivan.
Why was he the least
If it wasn't for Ivan, there would be nobody in the house. He sold out everywhere he went. He just could show up and the place would be sold out. You don't believe me? Call him up right now, he'll tell you.
That was his Polish power?
Oh, right. Yeah, the Polish hammer, I'll tell you. A couple times I would love to put the hammer on him. But then Vince get pissed off, you know, or something.
Yes. So he was your least favorite. Who was the favorite opponent?
Andre. Yeah, Andre and I wrestled because, you know, Andre's Andre. He's a giant. I was the world's strongest wrestler. Well, besides Terry.
You're smelling.
Hey, you guys didn't beat BYU 54 to nothing. No
West
way.
Texas
I was in the stadium that day, pal.
West Texas beat Dusty Rhodes was quarterback.
That's right, Dusty was the quarterback. Well, he told me he was. I told him, I said, Dusty, I was in the stadium that day. I didn't see you. But anyway.
Well, back to Andre the Giant.
Yeah, Andre, there was a young kid, I was getting ready to retire. It was 1988. We were in Hartford, Connecticut. This young kid comes in the locker room, has his, bag, he's putting his boots on and stuff. He says, Ken, you ever wrestle Andre before? I said, yeah. I said, about 400 times. He said, really? No way. Well, Andre and Arnie Skolin were playing cribbage right next to me. And I said, Andre, how many times do we wrestle each other? He said, well, boss, 600 times. And the way he came up with the 600 times, I forgot all the battle royals, all the tag teams, all the 6-man tags, all the 8-man tags. I mean, we had every gimmick in the world. And I started thinking about that over, 16 years. And I said, you're right, about 600 times. And then he asked me, you ever wrestle Hulk Hogan? I said, yeah, I got to wrestle Hulk Hogan about 300-400 times. So I asked Hulk, and he says, yeah, about 400 times. So this, to the amazement of this young rookie, I don't know if you ever made it in the business or not. But that was kind of jogged your memory. So Ivan Putski, the least.
And Andre the Giant.
Andre, the top, and probably
somebody in between.
Yeah, a lot.
Harley Race.
Hart. Yeah. I loved working with Harley.
Did you all see Harley Race last night? Yeah.
There's so many. First time I met Terry Funk here, we were in Wichita Falls. It was at a rodeo, indoor rodeo stand, and the floor was all covered with dirt. And so here comes Terry, after the afternoon show, here comes, well, Terry had just won the NWA title. And he comes out to the ring and he's dragging the belt in the dirt. And he's moving like this. And I'd only been in the business a year, no, about a year and a half.
And I've been in 15, right?
And you had already been, we're the same, no, I'm older than you. He had already spent 15 years in the business, and I was a rookie, and I'm older than he is. Figure that out. But anyway, Terry comes dragging that belt out. And I says, God, that's kind of disrespectful. He's not tired.
That was the World Heavyweight Championship belt. That was the importance of the World Heavyweight Championship belt. Being dragged in the mud by Terry Funk. The egg-sucking dog, Terry Funk.
You know, I was dragging that belt, you know, but I wouldn't be dragging it now. That was the real one, you know, it had about 4.5 pounds of gold in it, you know.
Oh, that's right.
And we don't know where it went to either. Nobody knows where the real, NWA belt took off to. It disappeared in the process.
Ric Flair's got it?
I don't know, but you figured it out, 4.5 pounds of gold. 4.5 pounds of gold, 16 times 4.
Check eBay.
4 is what?
$19,000.
Oh, more than that, about 100,000.
Yeah.
About $100,000 that belt is worth.
You're right.
Where is it?
That's why I said check eBay. It's probably somebody's put it online somewhere.
But remember, the world on the front of it has a dent in it, a big dent in it.
Do you still have that imitation NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt that we took pictures of you all over New York City with? You still have that?
No, I sold that.
You sold that. We have time for one
They didn't even get that. I sold that. Get the real one.
We have time
The gold one. The gold one.
The gold one. The gold. We have time for one more quick question here. Thank you.
Going back to Ken Patera. Hey, Ken Patera.
Ken Patera, question for you.
Was it fun cutting Andre the Giant's hair when you guys got to cut it?
About Andre the Giant's hair? Oh, when you cut Andre's hair.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, I'm not a barber, man.
He's a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I was a professional wrestler, weightlifter, but that was Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan cut, so put all the blame on Bobby. Were my fingers on that scissor?
I believe so.
No, that was a figment of your imagination, my friend.
That's a trick photography.
That never happened. Bobby Heenan cut his hair.
All the wrestling fans here, can I ask you to please stand and give a standing ovation to all the legends in attendance here. And thank you for making the Wrestlereunion Breakfast with the Champions another success. And we're looking forward to seeing you all downstairs in just a few minutes.